Include all freaking cost, including the transfer fee. $150 for the receiver. $200 for this Leo stock and forend, this traditional Leo stock and forend, which I like that look, as well as this nice rubber pad back here. So I had the receiver, I had the stocks, I got the shell extension tube. These things are so damn expensive. It's one of those kind of a rip-off things, because there's no reason why this is only a +2 shell extension, and that was like 70 or 80 bucks, you know, and the +3 or 4 or over 100, and because everybody wants them now apparently. Yeah, so that was 70 or 80. This Magpul barrel clamp was a good 40 bucks when it was all said and done. And I kind of put this project on the back burner at that point because it's just too much money and time had gone on. But at the same time, I'm getting tired of this going on for so long. So I came across a good deal on every gun part a little while back that had 40% off shotgun kits. And there was most of the parts missing shotgun kits, 40% off. And it was like 130 bucks, and that's where I got the bolt, trigger, barrel, and I thought I was done. I thought this project was done. You know, I say 130 bucks, but after taxes, and also, you know, they do have expensive shipping. It's usually 20 or 30 bucks. It got up to a 180, 190 for that every gun part kit. And I thought I was done, but what I didn't realize was I know the parts kit didn't have a forend, but I was like, oh, I already have a forend, so no problem there. Yeah, well, I completely forgot about the forend rail assembly. And now, when I put this all together one day, you know, I sat down and set up all my tools and towels, and I started putting it together. I'm like, oh shit, I'm still missing parts. And so I got to looking that up, and that's averages around $100 for that fucking thing. And of course, when you buy pieces individually, it's way more expensive. I see there's a lot of people talking about online. I mean, you could buy. They buy a part like once a week for 50 to 100 bucks, and it takes them like, I don't know, half a year to build a fucking gun. And it's way more expensive, but it's more achievable, I guess. Anyways, I think this is really, I mean, it's coming out nice, yeah. And I'm going to sell whatever leftover parts that I'm not going to use, so I'll be able to, you know, recover some of that money. Yeah, so this is complete. Took it out to the range. I only had slugs with me, but I shot the slugs, 100 yards, no problem, dead on target. Wish I took video of that. But yeah, this is done. I got that, the slide action tube for that, which was what I was missing from my gun parts kit that I got from every gun part. So I got that. I got what I thought was a good deal. It was 70 bucks because they run on average from 80 to 120. But I got it for 70 bucks, and I thought it was a good deal. And but when I got it, the legs on it were slightly bent, so I had to use vice grips to kind of bend them back, and it made the whole action a little sticky, a little, you know, not as smooth as you would like it to be. But after running it a bunch of times and then taking it to the range and running it a bunch of times there, it's loosened up quite a bit. It's all lined up now and working. Yeah, see, it's still a little sticky, but I mean, you know, we got like, you're talking about like 5 different guns right here. stock and fore-end came from something else. The receiver came from something else. The every gun parts kit, which was the barrel and the bolt and the trigger. And then of course I got the tube extension. This only turned out to be a 6-shot. Even with the tube extension, it only turned out to be 6 shots. But I like it. I wasn't a fan of the rib barrel. And I decided to look up what's up with rib barrels. What is with rib barrels on shotguns? What does it do? And I guess it turns out that it raises the sight, which was like, okay, that's kind of a lot just to raise a sight. Can't you just get a higher sight? But apparently the entire thing helps with target acquisition and tracking. And when you kind of pick it up and look down through it, that is kind of true. But here's the interesting thing. I mean, this came out a little shorter than I wanted it to, and it's only a 6-shot. I was hoping it was an 8. But actually, I'm actually happy with it. There's a couple surprises here. For just being a bunch of random whatever I can get my hands on. This turned out to be a Magnum barrel. It says on there, probably not going to be able to see it. But it says 3.5 Super Mag. And you have to have a Magnum receiver for that. And it just so happens this is a Magnum receiver. So it's unusually heavy too. My dad was like, "What the heck? You know, for a small little shotgun, he's like, what the hell? This thing's heavy." Yeah, it turns out it's heavy because it can shoot freaking 3.5-inch Magnums. Apparently, I never even heard of such a thing. But I only had slugs with me, so I shot slugs because I was testing out the 1100, and that actually is still a work in progress. The sights I got for it, those cheap knockoff flip up HK sights that are on the 1100. If you saw the 1100 video, yeah, I shot a slug out of that, and those flip up sights, they just fell over. So I don't care for flip up sights pretty much at all ever after seeing that. So then I got fixed sights. I got fixed AR sights to put on the 1100 shotgun, and those just didn't work either. They were too high and all over the place. So I got another pair of extremely low profile sights that I'm going to customize a little bit and put that on the 1100, see how that does. So that's still a work in progress. But yeah, that's why I only had slugs. But it did well, you know, for just a freaking pump action shotgun. Slugs usually kill your fucking shoulder, but this absorbed it real nicely. So this is quite a shooter right here. This is